Our story begins with a wealthy Russian ultranationalist named Imran Zakhaev. Things have been tough ever since that whole arm injury, but the one thing keeping you going is a desire to overthrow the Russian government. Luckily for you, you've got more than enough money to do that. Do you A, use your money to run for president where you'll fix the country's problems from within? B, invest your money in charity to help the sick and teach the nation's youth practical career skills? Or C, fund a bloody coup in the Middle East to distract the whole world from your plans at home? You answered C, well done. Who needs politics and charity anyways? You're a rich, evil villain. Now you're in the shoes of an American soldier named Paul Jackson who's just been sent into the very same Middle Eastern country where a coup has occurred. You've heard that the country's new leader, Khaled al-Assad, might have a WMD and you'd really prefer he didn't. But things turn ugly and you have to rescue a downed helicopter pilot just as the bomb is about to go off. Do you A, stage a daring rescue and escape the war zone just in the nick of time? B, decide that the pilot really isn't worth saving and hightail it out of there? Or C, die slowly and painfully with half the game left to go? You've chosen C. Well, it was worth a shot, wasn't it? Too bad about that whole dying slowly and horrifically in a nuclear explosion thing. Maybe next time. And that brings us to our next chapter. You're now a rough-and-tumble Scottish soldier named Soap McTavish. You found out that al-Assad has been getting his weapons from Imran Zakhaev, so you've decided to track Zakhaev down. Along the way, you found out that he's overtaken a missile launch facility with sights set on the American eastern seaboard. You managed to stop the missile strike, but while escaping the facility, your truck overturns after a bridge collapse. Suddenly, Zakhaev shows up and kills several of your friends. Do you A, close your eyes and wish the bad man would go away? B, reload your save game and take a driving route with a more stable bridge? Or C, decide that dying is for babies and surprise Zakhaev with a gunshot to his dumb ultranationalist face? You've answered C. Great choice. Too bad about your friends, though. Don't worry, you'll make new ones. Now, on to Modern Warfare 2. The year is now 2016. Zakhaev may be dead, but his faction of violent ultranationalists have taken over the Russian government. The most important character in that faction is Zakhaev's former lieutenant Vladimir Makarov, a man whose interests include pottery, backgammon, and terrorism. More on him later. You begin the story as General Shepard of the U.S. Army. You lost 30,000 men in that nuclear blast a few years ago. Now you're mad as hell and eager to reestablish America's military dominance. Do you A, petition the Pentagon for a higher operating budget and more troops? B, decide that maybe fighting isn't the best way to solve your problems after all? Or C, establish an elite counter-terrorism task force that you secretly plan on using to spark a new Cold War and rally the entire country around your cause? You answered C. Very clever. You've got a future in this whole military strategy thing. Now you're Russia. All of it. The whole country. An act of terrorism has just occurred at a major airport orchestrated by Vladimir Makarov. Only thing is, you don't know it was Makarov because he escaped safe and sound. But the American soldier who secretly infiltrated his terrorist cell did not. The same soldier recruited by Shepard to join the newly established Task Force 141. Now you're super angry at America and over all that civilian bloodshed. Do you A, write a stern letter to the President of America expressing that you're not angry, just disappointed? B, launch a thorough investigation into the incident to determine who is actually behind the whole thing? Or C, invade America? You've gone with C, take that, America. Now Russian soldiers are all over American soil and it looks like World War III is officially underway. You're now Captain Price, squad mate to Soap McTavish, and the both of you are caught up in this whole Task Force 141 mess. You and Soap had vowed to save your American buddies, and to do so, you've made your way to a Russian submarine base. Do you A, find out who's in charge there and tell them that Americans aren't so bad? They mean well, they're just really loud and impulsive, like a puppy. B, steal military intelligence and use that to determine Russia's next point of attack. Or C, confuse the living hell out of your squad mates by going rogue and firing a nuclear strike that you set to go off directly above America, actually acting as an EMP to give American soldiers a slight advantage against the Russians. You've picked C. Bold move, soldier, but it seems to have worked. You probably could have warned your buddies, though. They were really worried that you'd gone terrorist for a second there. Now you're back in the shoes of General Shepard. A few other members of Task Force 141 have obtained critical intelligence against Russia, but they know that you planted the American soldier in Makarov's terrorist cell and might tell Russia it was actually Makarov responsible for the whole airport incident after all. Do you A, politely ask them to keep their mouths shut about it? B, tell them it was all a dream, they don't even have airports in Russia? C, shoot them, cover them in gasoline, and burn them alive? You've gone with C. Again, you really like C, don't you? And burning people alive by the look of it, you know, whatever gets the job done. Now you're back to being Captain Price. Shepard has turned his back on Task Force 141, and to make matters worse, he's been given a blank check by the United States government. That turn of events has put a big red target on you and Soap McTavish. Now that the most powerful military commander in the world wants you dead, do you A, run and hide in a remote corner of the world, never to be heard from again? B, change your name to Schmapton Schmeiss and hope nobody can tell the difference? Or C, find the location of Shepard's secret military base and hope that 2 dudes are enough to take out hundreds or possibly thousands of highly trained elite soldiers? You've chosen C. That's okay. All right, yeah, that's fine. Not what I would have gone with, but you have a style all your own. I like it. Just try not to die, okay? Now you've switched over to being Soap McTavish. You and Price have infiltrated Shepard's secret base, Site Hotel Bravo. After managing to kill off hundreds or possibly thousands of highly trained elite soldiers, you finally found your man. An epic standoff has gone down, and just when it looks like you were about to finish off Shepard, he pretty much ruined your day by stabbing you right in the chest. Ouch. Now you're lying on the ground, slowly bleeding to death while Shepard beats down Price a few feet away. Do you A, slowly bleed to death? B, slowly bleed to death? Or C, dramatically pull the knife out of your chest, flip it around, and plant that thing right square in Shepard's ugly face? You've selected C. Ooh, boy, you really do know how to tell a story, don't you? Very dramatic, lots of twists. And I especially like that bit at the end where you did the thing with the knife in the face. Great work. And look at that, your buddy Nikolai came and rescued you from bleeding to death. I'd say that's a win-win right there. Well, you've managed to once again make the world a safer place. At least until Modern Warfare 3 comes out on November 8th. Good luck, soldier.